you know how much time left in the sideboard? About like a minute, something like that.
Is it coming back now?
All right, I guess the sound works now.
Okay.
So, does it sound okay to you?
I'm pretty fast.
Does it sound okay to everyone?
I don't know.
No echoes or anything?
Sounds okay to me, but
I mean,
you're sitting right next to me. Yeah.
So we have the no picture episode. Now we have a no sound episode. So I think we might just switch to the old black and white like movie.
A newsy
more format. We're like we like talk real fast like. And then they'll play cards real fast, and then there'll be a little caption on the screen that like summarizes that 20 seconds of footage.
All the technology at your disposal, all of the equipment that you brought, and that's what you want to do?
It's more of a, it's more, expression of, art.
The guy with no voice asked if that means he gets to do commentary tomorrow. Yes, it does, Nate.
Yes.
I think that would work quite well.
Exactly what it means.
All right, so at the end of that one, we had the video going, so we were able to see Paul pull out that game in really tight one.
Yeah, I mean, both players down to 5. It was the fateful hour for both of the two, and Paul called a meeting of the minds and gathered some town folk.
Yeah.
And that was really all it took to squeak out that win. That and a couple of midnight hauntings. So.
Yeah. But it was super close. Jordan kind of went all in for the win at the end of it, and the midnight haunting got him.
He really didn't have a lot of choices. He just sat around. He would probably lose to like double alpha strike, right?
I don't think so. Maybe. I mean, Paul had to win. When he attacked. All right, so it looks like, is that 3 Stromkirk Nobles for Paul?
Well, they all look like the same card.
Yeah.
Do you just keep that?
I mean, you just name Vampire and just go Stromkirk,
just go for it.
I mean, it doesn't look like he can cast anything else in his hand.
There's a Fiend Hunter in his hand, so he definitely won't be able to cast
And I think there
guy.
might even be a Silverblade Paladin, which is essentially never getting cast. I mean, he has to go like running planes to make it work.
He keeps it.
I mean, Stromkirk Noble is super strong. Like it's
hard,
that good.
It's so hard to block, especially for these Jund decks. They're so reliant on all these humans.
Yep.
Just humans after human after human.
So I saw a tribute to Hunger, but he doesn't have the mana to cast it. Yeah,
but
and look how much respect this thing gets. I mean, you're using one of your premium sweepers just to 1-for-1 for his 1-drop. Like it's really
too bad he didn't wait a turn.
Ooh, look at that. Click top retreat off the top. That's going to help. Now he's going to come in and play tap this turn.
Yeah.
But still, like that's a great step towards making that hand a lot better.
There's a second noble.
And he's just going to say go.
Too bad it wasn't a mountain, so he could go noble.
Yeah, but I don't think he even wants that. Like
I think he wants that.
I mean, you might be right. And wow, a turn 3 Garrick's going to come down and just eat a noble. This is a very bad sequence. All right, I guess he does have a plains in his hand anyway.
Yeah, he just drew that one. He drew the plane. No, he had a plains.
He had it last turn. Yeah.
He drew the plains turn on his open. He drew the plains. But, that wasn't the plan.
That wasn't the plan. And it looks like he's just going to pass a turn so he can play a midnight haunting on end step here.
That's actually a pretty good play because it makes it more likely that those creatures are going to be able to kill Garrick.
Yeah. It's going to dodge any sorcery speed removal.
Not going to dodge that tribute to Hunger, though.
No, but I mean, if he tributes him when he has 2 tokens, like I think Paul's pretty fine with that.
How much more can you expect to get off of a tribute in this deck?
And a tree comes down along with another Pilgrim.
Tree is pretty good against this deck.
Tree can do some work, although Paul's deck does have some explosiveness to it with the Hell Riders and maybe even a Rally the Peasants. Plus Tree, Fiend Hunter.
Yeah, I mean, that Fiend Hunter, he does not like trees.
No. Are we going to see a Hell Rider here? What are we going to see? We're going to see a Hell Rider, and it looks like
Hellrider is
just these two guys. Now, Hellrider's a really interesting card because it doesn't have to attack to give this ability to the other creatures. It can kind of act as like an enchantment that just gives this ability that pings the player. Now, is he going to redirect these to Garrick?
Yeah, I'm surprised. I was a little bit surprised that that wasn't going to get redirected, but I guess
so
just
he probably
enough got
redirected two, and then one of them probably hit Jordan.
Right.
One of the spirits, and then one of them hit Garrick.
Looks like someone...
19.
Okay, there we go, 18.
Man, that is one thing, is that Hellrider eats planeswalkers. Just
I think that's his job.
He does it like it's his job.
I mean, they opened the doors of hell, and you know this guy came out, and
he was hungry for planeswalker.
Yeah, he had a little note in his pocket, and he opened it up. It said,
maybe it's
kill
like
all the planeswalkers.
Maybe it's like Memento. Like he's got a tattoo that says kill planeswalkers. He doesn't know why, but he's got to do it.
First name John or Jim.
Yeah, or in this case, Gary.
Last name G is John Garrick.
Yeah. So we see a Borderland Ranger comes down after another Pilgrim, and you know this isn't very impressive board at all.
It's really, I mean, it's cluttered with dorky humans and a tree.
So the question is, if you're going to Fiend Hunter, do you take out the tree, or do you actually just take out the Death Touch Wolf so that you can actually get in with your Hellrider, or at least make a trade-off with two of his guys?
I mean, attacking with Hellrider doesn't really get you a lot, especially
if the tree's there.
Yeah, if the tree's there, it doesn't get you anything.
Well, it gets you 1 damage. Yeah. But you're right. That's not a lot.
Yeah. I mean, he's probably perfectly happy with his 4 damage a turn from those 2 flying spirits.
I think you're right. The tree does become a factor at some point, but Paul can Fiend Hunter the tree and make it a non-factor if he wants.
Yeah. So for those of you who may be watching our black screen version, we have for Paul Rietzl, he has 2 spirits and a Hellrider, and over on Jordan Velasco's side, it looks reminiscent to lunchtime outside in the schoolyard. We got 3 humans sitting by a tree.
Yep.
With the dog.
And for those of you on the no sound feed, you can see the monitor.
Yeah, you can look at the monitor.
Yeah, but I think you're right here. It looks like Paul agrees with you. He's content to just get in now. So the question is, if he is going to Fiend Hunter the tree, when do you do it? If he does it now...
I think you do it when it's going to win you the game. It's going to stop you from losing the game.
Well, so after this, Jordan will theoretically be at 13. That's when the tree turns on. Anytime your life total's below 13, the tree can gain you life.
I mean, I personally have the strategy of once you have the tree, you trade life with the tree when you're above 13, and then when you go below 13, you trade with it again, and then you get the life back. Like if you're like he was at 19 when the tree was out, or 16, you trade with the tree then, and then you have 16 life stored up on the tree.
Dude, but so the tree's a 19 then, but then if he Fiend Hunters the tree,
well then it's really
then you
bad.
just did 40 yourself.
Well, then
I don't think you can do that.
But you know, you can't.
I like it when Fiend Hunter comes in and does 4 damage too.
I mean, you're gonna take that 4 damage either the way you like it or over that turn.
Yeah, I'd rather make Paul hit me. All right, so 15, and then he also played together the Townsfolk and a Stromkirk Noble here too. So, you know, it looks like he could be setting up for one big hit with the Hellrider stuff.
All right, that's 5 damage, even if Hellrider doesn't attack. And there isn't a lot of things that can block that Nobles. Only the tree
and the wolf.
And one of those can, you know, be exiled by Fiend Hunter.
Yeah.
Paul actually chooses that. And there is a off-the-screen not Olivia. It's still off the screen.
Is it a Falconwrath Aristocrat?
I think it's a
or is it
Falconwrath Aristocrat. It's still off the screen.
I cannot see what it is.
It's coming. It's coming into the screen. I can tell.
I think it's an Olivia.
Get that spell to off of that. Yeah.
It is Olivia.
It's over there. It's dead, right?
Obviously.
Exile.
Well,
that makes things a little interesting.
That does. It can already take something out.
Probably a spirit.
Yep.
You can't really be afraid of the Nobles just yet.
No, but he should definitely use it now before Paul has Brimstone Volley mana available. Got to make him work for it.
Jordan's considering his options, and he is going to settle on something.
It really should just be a spirit, I think. The Stromkirk Noble isn't really posing a threat right now.
You have 2 things that can block it.
Yeah.
3 things now because Olivia's there.
Yeah.
And we passed
Oh,
the
he is
turn.
going to pass the turn. Now, he can do it in response, but it means that if Paul does have Brimstone Volley, that he really can't use that ability this turn. It takes away his ability to kill a creature here, which is pretty risky business. All right, we're just going to Fiend Hunter away to Olivia, I'm assuming. Or I guess it wasn't a Fiend Hunter.
No, it's a Fiend Hunter. It's still, I think there's a trigger.
Okay.
He's pointing at something now.
You're right.
To Olivia.
Yep, you got it.
It's a little bit all the way at the top, a little bit off camera, but you can see a little smidge of it peeking off.
Yeah, and
now you can
plus,
see a little bit more,
yeah.
or maybe not. We're going to evenly use up the space that we have. The playmat moved a little bit. I tried to move it
That's
back
still
down,
bothering you? Or?
Well, no. Well, we can only see a little bit of the Fiend Hunter. If it would move down where it should be, we would see more of it.
Ah, I see.
So, I mean, it's more of a camera positioning thing than, my OCD kicking in.
Gotcha.
But it's a little bit of both, to be honest.
All right, so it looks like Paul's gearing up for a major attack here.
He's counting it up. There's 4 right there. 4 damage.
So
right
that's
off the
4
bat.
damage. You go to 11. And now you got to do some blocks too, which blocks are going to happen. He's got some pretty easy blocks here, I think.
Yeah, he's got a couple of easy ones. I guess he's got 3 easy blocks.
No,
that doesn't work. There you go. That's a block. I wasn't putting that in the easy block category. I think you just want Tree to step in front of the other human and the wolf to step in front of the Stormkirk Noble.
I think
this is
no.
something
So I mean, I think it's not that relevant. But I mean, he wants to keep the wolf back to block the Hellrider and actually kill it at some point. If the Hellrider just gets to keep attacking, it is that extra 1 damage every single turn.
Sure.
An
abundant growth.
Yeah, it's not that exciting.
Did you draw anything awesome?
19 the good guys, 10 to the bad guys.
Doesn't look that awesome.
Was it a land?
It's like a land.
Yeah, see, look at that. Pilgrim hanging out in the swamp. Dig him out. So seeing if he has any attacks here.
I don't see any attacks. So Tree's got 13 life on
Was that
deck.
another Hellrider?
If it is, that's pretty filthy.
That is that's game. I mean, that could just be game if it is.
2,
Like if the triggers
4,
get to
6,
go on the
8,
stack.
10. Yeah, that's game.
Like
man.
just from attacking, like not even.
Right.
Like well, okay, we've got a tree. So.
Yeah, I guess Tree makes that.
Tree changes things.
He would have to use the tree immediately.
He can wait.
Oh, I mean, he'd have to use it.
So the triggers go on. He can take.
Oh
Like
yeah,
one,
he
one,
could take.
one, go down to like 4.
He go down to
use
1.
the tree. Go back up to 13. He could, but then he's Brimstone range or whatever. I guess. No.
If you tap out for Hellrider.
Yeah, then you're right. Yeah. So he can gain 12 off of the tree and leave the tree in as an O. But
Tree's such a pesky card to play around when you're
it's
very
confusing.
aggressive. I don't know if it's confusing.
Okay, how about this? It confuses me. Oh, another Fiend Hunter comes down.
I think now we get rid of the tree.
You get rid of the tree, so he can just tap it to gain 3 life, essentially.
I think he has to do that.
Yeah? I mean, there's no reason not to.
So,
activate it, go to 13.
So if Paul does have a second Hellrider, he's still on the same plan because he can attack with his spirit, bringing Jordan down to 11, and the next turn he can attack.
Okay, it's not a Hellrider, it's a pillar.
It's a pillar. Ooh. Now Jordan has 2 blockers, and Hellrider can attack in.
It can, but if he double blocks them, they will trade it off, and the Hellrider's super important to what's going on the board here.
Yeah.
Jordan being at, a 13 is problematic here.
Yeah, so maybe just attack with the 2 1/1s that can't be blocked.
Yeah. Yeah, Jordan takes 4. He goes to 9, and the Stromkirk Noble starts ticking upwards, ominously. And that would probably set up the next turn win. Something close to it. So Paul comes to the same conclusion that we did.
Yep, so...
Rashad Miller, expert aggro player, calls it.
I agree.
You kind of slow rolled it there. You're gonna be noble, and then you're like, nah, you're right.
Yeah,
Who are we all for?
I'm the best. But let's see what Jordan can pull out of his sleeves.
I mean, it's certainly sleeves.
So
See, I told
easy.
you it's a weakness of mine.
I don't even know how I do it.
So,
I don't even try it.
we're at Bonfire o'clock here.
Yeah.
No,
is it
I'm
time?
asking.
I mean, it's not that he needs it. Like, there's a lot of different cards
Not
you
too
can
long, so you
get
only
to
got
get him out of this situation.
The Bonfire
potentially.
does it the
But
best.
Bonfire does it in a really...
It does it really, really
like,
good.
he would get back the tree. He would get back Olivia Voldaren. He would
Yeah.
attack for 3. Like,
I mean, Paul Rietzl would have nothing.
right.
And
Oh God, he's holding
like,
it.
why are you thinking about it? What could it be that you wouldn't play it?
It is a Bonfire
Like-
of the Damned.
Like
that is
like
incredible.
when wouldn't you play that?
Wow.
What's my take?
He's like,
Wow.
maybe I
That
want
is-
to play this.
Look at Paul
Bonfire.
grin. I mean, we know he's not happy inside, but that card is just devastating.
I mean, that's the card. You called it.
I did.
I think Jordan almost didn't play it.
And then and Rietzl just instantly scoops it up.
That's a card that makes people scoop it. I mean, it almost seems like it destroys that player's land too. Because every time someone plays it, like they scoop up their creatures, they write down something on their life,
What
maybe
was
they
he-
don't,
what
and
was
then
he
they scoop up
thinking
their
about?
land too. I think he was thinking.
Like, you know, if you're ever on the other end of that, it hurts pretty bad. Like, you're staring at the guy, and he's looking at this card, and you're like, well, if it's Bonfire, I'm dead. If it's not, I probably win this game. And he's sitting there thinking about something? I don't know. And then he's like, Bonfire you for 7. You know, it's like, I've come to the conclusion that I will Bonfire you, and it will be for the full amount.
I mean, it's a pretty good conclusion. You just tap all. It's just X, right? So you can just put all your money into it.
Yep. It is red X. But Paul's a pro. He took it well.
You know, it's magic. Sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I can't fault the guy.
Plays Bonfire off the top.
Right. I mean, he needs to,
I had fun.
I think that Rietzl understands that this is something that can happen to his deck, and it's a risk that you take when you play a deck like Rietzl's. If I drew Bonfire there, you would have heard it over here. I would have slammed it on the table. So
I think I would have taken even longer to play it.
You're that guy?
I would have, after looking at the
What is
Bonfire
wrong with you?
sometime, I would have looked at the cards in my hand at least once.
You would have like set the Bonfire down.
Yeah, I would have kept it
let him
separate.
know I'm still
Still thinking.
drawing this card. You would have looked back at your meaningless cards in your hand.
And then if Paul Rietzl asked me, did you just draw 5 for Bonfire? I would like put down my hand and look at him and say, what? And then I'd look at the Bonfire again.
I'm never playing Magic with you again.
Why?
That's ruthless.
It's the way.
Do you know how that feels? Has anybody ever done that
It
to you?
feels like a miracle. I mean,
Should we stop the match and get Paul over here and ask him if he felt like he just experienced a miracle?
Well, I think he did. He kind of had that miracle smile.
No, that was not a miracle smile.
It wasn't?
No.
I think that was
Probably,
exactly
yeah.
a miracle smile. Yeah, it was just called something else before they made miracle.
Are you just like,
Yeah.
you're gonna go? Maybe I'm not. Yeah, go ahead, man.
I mean,
If you guys are just waiting for
you know,
me, like,
I think it's prudent
I have to
to
like,
be contemplative.
if Cat's like
Right,
waiting up
like
for
you
me,
don't
then
want
I
to just
wanna,
make
like-
snap decisions and make knee-jerk reactions because you drew a card. You want to look at it and say, "What's my plan? What am I doing?" But you know, when you're on the other end of it, it's pretty painful. I
I
mean,
want to make sure that's what you really want to do.
yeah, and I think that's fair.
Do I choose to destroy all of my opponent's creatures,
I was gonna win.
get 2 of mine back, and deal 7 to him? Yes
You could
or
even draw a
no?
creature and I would still win.
Is that a productive use of the mana that I have for this turn?
That was a miracle.
You know,
Oh no. We're getting reports that Paul actually said that was a miracle after it happened.
I mean, it was.
It literally was, yeah.
Maybe even figuratively.
I get to go first though.
All right, here we go. The decisive game 3. This is going to be the last game.
These are two undefeated
of
bashing.
today.
Yeah, this is the last game of today, and we're talking about
unless
undefeated.
It's a draw for some reason. Is there a card that can draw the game?
Bonfire.
It doesn't do damage to both players.
Oh yeah, you're right. What am I talking about? Not Earthquake, is it? There is a card that can draw the game, and I think Paul has it in his deck, which is Divine Deflection.
Oh, I guess that could draw the game.
So, like, if he takes some amount that kills him and he redirects some amount back, doesn't it draw?
Yeah.
Because it happens at the same time? I don't know. I'm not a judge.
No, yeah, it's a draw.
Okay.
It's a draw. But since I already said that this is going to be the last game, if that happens, we're just gonna turn the stream off. Even, you know, with the game unfinished.
Hang in there, buddy.
I mean, I don't want people to think that, you know, I tell untruths.
Right.
Or is it untruths?
I don't know. It depends on where you're from, probably.
How do the Seattlers say it?
I don't know. We don't use that.
You don't use that word?
No, we only tell the truth. We're a noble group.
You only have a word for the word lie.
I don't even know what that means.
Exactly.
This is it.
It's like that Ricky Gervais.
This is one game for the championship.
I also don't know what that means.
Where's the
He
trophy?
must not be from Seattle.
He's not.
What?
Where's he from? England or something?
This isn't the top
Seattle,
8?
England.
Seattle, England.
We're one of the top 8 players.
Is that right next to New York,
I
Lithuania?
think so. They're pretty close. They have commuter flights between the two.
Haven't made it in that part of the neck of the woods yet. All right, so we've
Pizza
got
kind of soft there too.
multiple mulligans happening here
All right.
on both sides of the table.
We're still we get less cards.
All right, so both players looking at 6.
See if Paul likes what he sees.
He has a planes, and is that it?
Mulligan.
Yeah, he just had a one-lander.
Yeah, he's gonna go to 5.
This gets tough, you know. Has Jordan kept? He could still be thinking.
Yeah, I think he might be thinking.
He thinks about stuff.
Yeah. So he kept at 6.
He's gonna keep. Okay.
And as soon as Paul Rietzl settles on his opening hand, we're gonna have the final match of today. And just a reminder that tomorrow we are going to start day 2 coverage around, I think, actually at 9 o'clock because
9?
Yeah, because this is when these players have to come back. 9 o'clock.
I can't be here at 9.
You have to. You have to be here at 8:30 actually.
Do you know how early that is?
It's
in Seattle.
I mean, it's going to be 3 hours before after I wake up.
Do you know what time that is in Seattle?
8:30.
It is.
Yeah. So yeah, after this game, we're gonna send you off.
I'm gonna find some food and then I'm gonna maybe draft and then go to sleep.
And then we're gonna let you know what time to come back tomorrow. I guess 9 o'clock. I said 9 o'clock, right?
You said 9 is when we're gonna start the stream.
Yep.
All right, so Paul's gonna take a look at his 5.
That was my subtle. I hope the graphics ready.
That was a very aggressive shuffle that we just saw.
So he's looking at 5. Was it not a very good 5?
It was not a very good 5.
Did it have a land?
He kind of it had 1, and he kind of aggressively shuffled it. So
yeah, sometimes
he took his time to make sure that he was
going to play. He still has some opens that he can still be productive with.
But it's just very fragile.
Land in 1 drop is going to be pretty good. Either of his 1 drops that that grow can still win him a game. Noble's probably better than Champion because of the unblock ability.
Mark Kellogg or Chris Higashi is still in the room. Please report to the judges station.
These two players are both currently undefeated. They're both making day 2 regardless of what happens in this match. But, you know, any of these wins that you can pick up down the stretch of day 1 when everybody's kind of tired and people are getting a little fuzzy, these are the ones that really help the next day when you have a long day 2 as you try to make a run for the top 8.
Yeah, I mean, these wins equal more money, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Like, once you get to the point where you know you're making day 2, you still want every win you can get because that's the higher you're going to end up placing.
Right.
So we do get one of those 1 drops.
Yep.
This is the hand he wanted to see. Mm-hmm. It's one of the hands he wanted to see. He really wanted to see a Stromkirk Noble instead, but
and we have a tapped land here, so Is that a gather that you just ripped?
I think it is.
It is.
I think he is showing you how to do this. I think he's
Looks
also
like
trying
he's
to
going to
decide.
slow roll a little.
Well, no. I think he needs to decide a creature type first before he just runs into,
You
starting to
are
cast
correct.
things.
For the play that he's on currently, it doesn't matter, but he needs to think about what he could draw where it could be relevant.
I think.
Don't you just name human here?
Yeah, I mean, he could draw, a vampire. But
Yeah, but that isn't.
he could also draw a devil. But those are like the devil is a little far off, and the vampire would be nice.
Yeah, but I think if I drew like so he's going to go gather the townsfolk. If I don't know what his other card is, but
I think he's hoping just to draw humans.
If he draws a paladin, and he can play it as a result of naming human, then that's a big game. I mean, that's part of the nut draw. So
we went with vampire.
He did name vampire.
So he's going with vampire. So he's going to try to give himself the most opportunities to play, a spell that he could draw.
Yeah, I didn't see he might even just have a plains in his hand.
I don't think he did.
All right, so we see a mountain come down for Jordan, which means that, the black mana for removal. I don't know. I mean, it feels like he would have played if he had black removal in his hand. He would have played a swamp to lead with.
I mean, he has a tribute, but that doesn't really do anything.
Tribute is.
It's a little slow.
I would have taken it out.
It definitely gains 1 life and trades with like a token.
A token.
But sometimes there isn't anything better.
Oh, he just passes the turn here. Paul is in a situation,
and he draws a vampire as if he knew.
So do you play it?
I think you have to. You can't mulligan. You can't mulligan to 4 and hold stuff back and try to win the secondary game after the bonfire. You just have to go for it.
And here comes a bonfire. I have a feeling.
No, it's
just
a
Borderland Ranger.
And right now, Paul can still attack with all his guys.
He could get 1 extra damage in because of the humans that are attacking, but the champion and the Stromkirk Noble are getting in either way. I mean, unless he wants to start chump blocking, which is an option too.
Yeah.
It's not a likely option, but it's an option.
I'm curious to see what Paul Rietzl decides if he wants that extra 1 damage.
I mean, going along the lines of what you were just saying, where it's kind of like, look, we're doing this and this is it, then that makes some sense. Yeah.
I mean,
it does make tributes a little bit better, though. Is that a Fiend Hunter?
I think it might have been. It might have been a Fiend Hunter. It might be a Midnight Haunting.
Okay, he can't cast it either way.
Yeah. Actually, it looked a little bit not like either of those.
Everybody's in.
Yep, and there's the play. So he's going to get his 7 damage in. Or, well, his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yep,
damage.
5, and then he's going to start growing the Noble.
So Jordan goes.
So this is a key turn. If Jordan goes land Garrick, things can get kind of ugly.
Well, he just drew a land.
Uh-huh.
Is that half the battle?
Well, he had a land in hand as well.
Olivia.
It's Olivia.
It's almost as Garricky.
So this might be the time when he wants to chump block the champion.
Ooh, he just drew a land.
He did. Ooh.
And I think that's either Fiend Hunter or a Brimstone Volley.
Those are both excellent options for him. Fiend Hunter being, I think, slightly preferable.
I think it might be Brimstone Volley. That's why he hasn't done anything yet, because he could just attack with all of his creatures, and he's trying to see, well, if I attack with all my creatures,
it's a Fiend Hunter. Take that out and attack with everything.
Right.
Now, why would you attack with the human?
Do it right.
Yeah, he didn't trigger his guy.
And that's.
I think he's pointing at it now. He's saying, "Oh, I didn't trigger it."
So it used to be mandatory. I don't know if he's able to now get the counter.
I don't know. I think he might not get the counter anymore.
Also, why is the human attacking?
Why not?
Oh, because in case he decides he wants to chump.
Force the most damage through.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
And I think there's a Brimstone Volley in his hand. So he definitely want to force the most damage.
Him missing that trigger, does that mean that he just doesn't get it now according to the current rules?
I think that's I think that's one. Even if it's a mandatory trigger that benefits you, I think that if you miss the trigger, it just doesn't happen.
Oh, that's brutal. If this game comes down to that, he's going to be very frustrated with himself.
Well, I mean, the difference between 2 and 1 probably not that relevant given the board state, except for that Fiend Hunter. That could make it relevant.
Yeah.
Fiend Hunter does do 1. But if that's a red card that actually deals damage...
It's a big difference.
Yeah,
because if he just plays a creature that could block the Noble, it's a difference between lethal and not lethal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, if he has the brimstone volley that you thought you saw in his hand, then a lot of this is moot.
It's definitely a red card. Yeah, I mean, I guess it could be a Hell Rider.
This would be an incredible win for Paul after mulliganing to 4. It was 4.
Yeah, he mulliganed to 4. Mulliganed to 4, got the hand he needed.
And it looks like Jordan's deck is playing decidedly mid-rangey this time, kind of a 3-drop and then a 4-drop, and hasn't really put a big punch onto the table.
Yeah, actually these tributes are going to be
Do you see Paul shaking his head? He must be frustrated.
I think it's because of that trigger he missed.
Yeah, I would be frustrated too, but he's got to pull it together, right? He's got to stay composed.
Now, we were saying how bad tribute is, but look how good it is now.
Yeah.
It's either.
It's going to take out the Stromkirk Noble.
I mean, the choices are take out the Stromkirk Noble. He gained 2 or 3, however big it is.
It's 3.
3. He gains 3. Take out the champion. He gains 3. Or take out the Fiend Hunter. He gains 3 and he gets Olivia back.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good card.
These are all very relevant things. Now he's only got 1 black source. It looks like he's not going to bother.
Yeah.
So are we going to see a Garrick here? It's a Garrick.
Ooh, Garrick takes out Fiend Hunter very well.
Yes.
Actually takes out all of those creatures very well. That's going to go.
In this case, one of them, but.
He takes out the Garrick. I mean, he takes out the Fiend Hunter. He gets back.
So he has
Olivia.
2 creatures to block with. He can block both.
So
but now it's a trade for Olivia, so he actually still has attack. So get in there, and I think he does have a Brimstone because he just instantly attacked. Okay, that happens. Those trade. That guy dies. That guy dies. And he Brimstone you. And he got it. Paul Rietzl pulls this off on a mulligan to 4.
You know what? That just goes to show you don't need that many cards to win a game of Magic.
Is that how you see it?
I mean, he ended